Hello all and welcome to my channel DevopsMela. This is Rohit Singh. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about how exactly we can map our custom domain with Azure services. So these are the steps which we would be performing during this entire video tutorial. So firstly, we'll create a Azure services web app. Okay, then we'll map a custom domain. So devopsmela.in is my custom domain, which I would be mapping it with my Azure web app. Okay. Post that, we'll update the DNS record. My DNS provider is Godaddy, so I'll be updating the DNS record on Godaddy. Okay. Post that, we'll even bind SSL certificate with my Azure web app. So over here, I will be creating my own SSL certificate locally. I will not buy any certificate from any vendor, not, not from Azure, Cloud or AWS or any other vendor. So I'll be creating my own SSL certificate using OpenSSL tool. I'll show you how exactly it is done. Okay, so I'll have a walkthrough how exactly we'll create a local certificate. Okay, post that we'll do a SSL binding with a custom domain. So this is what certificate we would be creating in this step. The same certificate we would be using for SSL binding. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with a demo. Let's create Azure Web App Services first. So I'm already logged into my Azure Cloud. Let me quickly create Azure Web App. Okay, this is the resource group. Let's create a resource group. Let's give a random web app name. Web app, let's name it 5678. So I'll be using code, runtime stack. I'll be using .NET Core 3.1 LTS. Operating system for this tutorial, I'll be using Linux. The same thing, you can do it for Windows as well. Region is okay. I'll go and change the size. Okay, I don't want production for this tutorial. I'll go with B1. The only thing you have to check, I have a custom domain and SSL certificate feature supported in this size, so that is totally fine for my requirement. If you go ahead in F1, you won't see that option, so B1 is fine. So we'll have a custom domain and SSL option feature available in this. Okay, let's go ahead and apply. Deployment preview, no. Monitoring, it's okay, no. So I'll keep all the other option as it is. I'll quickly go ahead and create a Azure web app. This may take 1 or 2 minutes, so let's wait for a while and let's come back again when the web app is created. Okay, so we have our Azure web app ready. Let's go and check. Okay, I have the URL which we have set. Let's go and check what exactly we are getting. So we should get a ASP.NET default page which is set by Azure, which comes with Azure web app. Let's wait for that page to come in. Here we go, guys. So we have this default web page, but as of now we are using web app 5678.azurewebsites.net. This is not the requirement we have to, so we'll have to add our own custom domain. So that is devopsmela.in. This is my custom domain which I want to add to this particular web app. Okay. So if you scroll down and come at the bottom, there's an option custom domains. Just click on it. Okay, there's an option to add a custom domain. Okay, so let's click on it. Just let me put my domain name devopsmela.in. It will go and validate two things. It will validate the host name, whether the host name is available or not, and secondly it will check the domain name ownership. Okay, so there are two information. So one is a record and one is the txt record, which I have to go and add on my DNS provider. Hostname availability check was passed. So these are the two information which I have to go and add to my DNS provider. So this domain is bought by Godaddy, bought from Godaddy. So I'm in the DNS management page of Godaddy. I'll go and start adding my information. So firstly, I'll go and add a record. The hostname would be at, points to the IP address. All this information will get it over here. So this is the A record type, the host is at, and this is the IP which you have to give. Let's come back. Okay, we'll keep the TTL as it is. Let's save it. Now there's a second information which is needed, that is txt record, and the host name would be ASUID. The text value we can copy it from here. This is the same. This is custom domain verification ID, and again the type txt host ASUID and the value. Come back over here. Let's put the value. Okay, so we have updated this. This may take time. Let's go and do the validation. Let's click on the validation again. This may take time. Okay, it's already done. Great. Now we have the hostname availability and we have the domain ownership. Now we can go ahead and click on add custom domain. Click on OK. Okay guys, so we have the custom domain added right now, but we are getting a warning that it's not secured. That is totally fine. Let's go ahead and on the overview page and see if our custom domain is reflecting or not. So in the URL, if you see, it's http devopsmela.in. Previously it was something web 5678 something. So it's not HTTPS, but let's see if I'm able to open my web page or not using this. Here we go. We have the web page. Okay, so we have successfully added a custom domain. Now let's go back, and what is remaining? We have done this 3 tasks, and we have two tasks remaining, in which I have to create my own SSL certificate using OpenSSL. We'll see how exactly that is done. And lastly, we have to bind that SSL certificate. Okay, so if you have a certificate purchased from any, like if you have purchased this certificate from Azure itself, like if you have purchased this from at this place, if you click on buy, it will get you a certificate, so that you can directly go and import the certificate. So I'll show you the ways how exactly that is done, but I don't have any certificate right now. I have not purchased any certificates. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and create my own certificate locally. Okay, how exactly that is done, let's see that. Okay, I have my Ubuntu machine running on top of Windows. So this is my Ubuntu machine, and let me see if I have OpenSSL installed or not. So this is the command sudo apt-get OpenSSL. Let me put the sudo password. Okay, it's OpenSSL. Okay, OpenSSL is already installed in my system right now. Okay, how exactly I'm running this Ubuntu on top of Windows? If you guys are interested in knowing that, please put it in the comment box. Then I'll be creating one more video that how to set up Ubuntu on Windows. Okay, so I already have OpenSSL installed. Let me show you the set of commands which you have to run in order to create a certificate. Firstly, you need to generate a private key. Okay, the command to generate would be OpenSSL generate RSA, and the algorithm I'm using AES128, and the bit size is 2048. So this will help me to generate a OpenSSL private key. Let me copy this and put it over here. Paste. Okay, it's asking for a passphrase. Let me give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 for now. I'll give the same passphrase again. Okay, if you see, fd.key is the private key which got generated. Now if you want to verify if your private key is key, so this is the command OpenSSL RSA, because this is a RSA key what we have created. Then we'll convert into a text file, we're giving an input as fd.key. That's a private key. Let me paste this again. Let me put the passphrase 1 2 3 5 6 7 8. Okay, here we go. This is the private key what we have created just now. Now if you want to fetch a public key out of private key, this is again a command wherein it takes an input as your private key, then it gives you the output as a public key. So this is the name what we are giving. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll be putting all these commands in my description box, so you can copy the command from there. I'll put the passphrase again. So whenever you use this private key, it will prompt you for the passphrase. Okay, we have a public key. So we have a private key and we have a public key. Now we need to create a single sign-in certificate. Okay, the single sign-in certificate needs two information. Okay, it would need a private key. So we already have a private key, and it would need a CSR. Okay, so CSR will have all your information regarding your organization name, your company's name, your host name, and many information. So we'll have to create a CSR, and using the CSR and the private key combination, we'll be creating a certificate. Okay, so again, I'm using OpenSSL X509, where I'm giving a key as fd.key. That's my private key. Then I'm creating a CSR. So it will prompt me to put all my information. So I'll be filling that form. This is something certificate request form kind of, which I would be filling in. Then our output would be devopsmela.cer. This is the output which I would be creating. And this is an extension, serverAuth extension, which I'm adding to this. Okay. Let's go ahead and run this and let's see what happens. Paste. Again, the passphrase. Okay, country name. So I'm filling up the CSR form right now. That's a certificate request form, you can say that. So I'll put India. I'll put Maharashtra. City, I'll put Mumbai. Organization name, I'll put it as devopsmela. Unit name, just ignore it for now. Now this is important. FQDN, your fully qualified domain name. So you should give your fully qualified domain name over here. Then only it will recognize that this certificate belongs to this domain. So devopsmela.in is the domain name. So I'm just putting that. Email address, it's okay, we can skip that. Okay, now if you go and check, we have a certificate created, but this certificate we cannot put it in the Azure web app. Azure web app has a special requirement that the certificate should have an extension of .pfx. Okay, we can do that. Let me show you that first. We can convert this into pfx. Let's come back and let's click on add bindings. So when you come in custom domain, when you come in not secure, there's an option of add binding. Okay, now over here there's an option of two options. There are upload pfx certificate or import app service certificate. So if you have created the certificate from Azure cloud itself, you'll see your certificate listed over here and you can directly import it. Okay, but in our case, we'll have to use the second option, upload pfx certificate. Okay, so what we have to do, we have the certificate which we have created, we need to convert that into pfx format. Let's come back. There's one more command, the last command, create a pfx format from certificate. So again, this is the command wherein we are exporting .pfx, and its input is the private key and the certificate what we have created. Let's go ahead and copy this. Let's put it over here. Passphrase. Can't open FD. Okay, there's a mistake. Let's see again. fd.key. Sorry, this is my certificate name is devopsmela.cert, not fd.cert. Let me update this. Okay, looks good. Export.pfx. Okay, the command looks good. Let's run it. Let's put the passphrase. Now, the first passphrase what I have entered, that was my private key. Now, because we are exporting into a pfx, even that requires a password to be set. So I'm just setting the same password, that is 12345678, and it is asking to verify. I'll put the same password. Okay, so we will have a pfx format now. So here we go. This is what we have to upload it on the Azure web app. Okay, so my location where exactly this is stored is somewhere over here. So it's a big location. So this is a personal pfx. I'll just copy this. I'll put it over here. Okay, I have the certificate on my desktop now. Let's go ahead and upload the certificate. So I'll go in custom domain again. I'll click on add bindings. I'll click on upload pfx certificate. I'll go ahead and select the certificate from my desktop. I'll give the certificate password. So this is the same password which we have set while exporting. Okay, that's 12345678. So we are adding the certificate. This may take around 10 to 12 seconds depending. So it's doing all the validation. So the certificate is successfully added. Okay, now it's asking for to select the thumbprint. We have a thumbprint. This is the latest thumbprint, I think. Let's select that. So why I'm getting multiple thumbprints, because I have added this certificate multiple times, that's why. So the one which is there at the very top, that is the latest one. I'll select this SSL binding and I'll click on add bindings. Let's wait for a time. It's binding my certificate. So this is done successfully now. Okay, if you see this, it is showing secure. It's a secure certificate. So we have successfully created our own certificate, and we have binded the certificate with a Azure web app where we are running a .NET application. Now let's go back quickly on overview page. Now if you see, previously it was HTTP, now it is HTTPS devopsmela.in. Let's go back and open this with HTTPS.in. Okay, so I'll tell you the reason why exactly I'm getting this error. Let's proceed for now. Okay, I have my web page up with HTTPS, but it's still showing not secure. Okay, the reason it's showing not secure, so whenever you create a certificate, okay, there is a CA, that's a certificate authority that signs your certificate. It's like a trusted authority that's tell the certificate is a trusted certificate. So in my so because I have created this certificate locally, I don't have any CA, a trusted authority to trust my certificate. That's why I'm getting this error. So that is totally fine. If you want to create your own CA, if you want to create your own CA, we can do that even, but that is very much out of scope for this video tutorial. So if you guys are interested to know how to create your own CA and all, please do let me know in the comment box. We'll definitely add or create a video tutorial for that. Okay, thank you. That's it from this video tutorial. If you guys are new, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like, share and comment. Okay, thank you.